Tips on how to get your images sharp while shooting wide open. Stay tuned. Okay, so today I'm going to be shooting Samantha, and I was asked a question on my Facebook page on how do I get my images so sharp while shooting wide open. First, what you want to do is, I'm shooting with the Canon 5D Mark III today, and I have a Canon 35mm 1.8 on here. Well, first off, before we even get started, if you're going to be shooting at a 35mm and you want to get, sharp images, you want to make sure that the shutter speed is higher than the number that's printed on your lens. That's if you don't have image stabilization. Shoot at 1/30th of a second and get a sharp image. And I'm going to show you those techniques in just a second. So tip number one, what you want to make sure is you want to make sure that your arms are tucked into your body like this, and this is going to create stability for your camera. And now your body is one instead of you having your arms in a wing position. So you want to make sure you're tucked in just like this, and if you have a longer lens, you want to use your left hand and prop it underneath your lens to stable your lens. Now your wrist, you want to kind of keep loose. Not really loose, but not real tight, because you don't want to create that tension. You want to have your camera loose at the top, but you want to be tucked in. And another thing you want to do is breathe. It's almost like shooting a gun. You want to breathe. I'm going to focus on Samantha here, and I'm going to take a breath, and then on the release, I'm going to hit the shutter button. That's what I do to get all my images sharp every single time. And you got to practice on your breathing, and you got to practice on your tuck. Before we even continue this, you're going to have to practice. That's just how you're going to get good at it, especially shooting at lower shutter speeds. So today for this image, we're sitting in our hotel room in Iowa because we're about to get ready to shoot a wedding, and the window light is behind the camera. So I'm going to have Sam to sit in this chair, and it's going to be exactly the same process that I just showed you just a few seconds ago. And I'm going to shoot at 1/30th of a second, and I'm going to adjust my ISO f-stop accordingly. So I'm going to shoot wide open. The next thing I want to talk about before we shoot this image, and I want you to stay tuned because the image is going to be at the end so you can see it. Next thing, on the Canon and the Nikon cameras, you need to make sure that your lenses are fine-tuned. In your Canon menu, you can go in and fine-tune and make micro adjustments to the lens to make sure that the focus is hitting at the right spot to make your images sharp. Thing on the Nikon cameras, you want to do the same thing. Since I've been using Sony Native or Sigma, I haven't had to fine-tune any lenses with the Sony cameras. Only Canon and Nikon, I've noticed that I have to fine-tune those lenses. If you're shooting Sigma lenses, you want to get a spider lens cowl to make sure you calibrate your lenses correctly. Third tip that I'm going to tell you today is, since we're going to be shooting with this window light, and I want to expose for her face, two things happen when you're shooting natural light. One is either the subject is going to be correctly exposed and the background is going to be underexposed, or the background is going to be overexposed and your subject is going to be underexposed. That's why we add in flash, and that's why HSS users or off-camera flash users use flash to fill in, because they're exposed for the background. Let's get started with this shoot right now. I'm going to put Samantha in this seat right now. Alright, so since Samantha is sitting in this seat right here, like I said, we're going to be using the Canon 5D Mark III, and I am going to set my, I'm going to turn the camera on first. I have it set to 1/30th of a second because I wanted to show you that I have image stabilization on, and I'm going to meter for her real quick to see where we're at. We are underexposed right now. We're at 2.8, so I'm going to adjust my f-stop, or f2 on this camera. I'm so sorry. I'm going to adjust my ISO to, ISO 320, 1/30th of a second at f2. So I'm going to tuck in, and I'm going to use the window light for Samantha. So I'm going to get in front of the camera so you can see. So if you can see that right there, 1/30th, ISO 320, and f2. So I'm tucked in. I'm gonna focus on her eye, and take a deep breath. Now I'm going to zoom in on the image at 1/30th of a second. It's pretty sharp. Let's shoot one more. Tuck in, focus, I'll put an image on the computer in just a second so you can see it cropped in. So if you learned something in this video, please share it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for more tips like this in the near future. You can follow me on Instagram at www.instagram.com/924photography, or you can follow Sam at www.instagram.com/Sam Serrato. Got it. And you spell that as SAMSERRRATO. Don't forget that, not the HATO, but the ATO. So we'll see y'all soon. Peace out.